Welcome back to another episode of your podcast, Red&Gold All Niners. Hoping you're having a fantastic day. And let's continue with the third part of the development of Jimmy G under Brian Griese. Now, there are some questions that I want to bring to the table. Is Jimmy G under Brian Griese having better throws than previous seasons? Now, to answer that, in my perspective, I've seen cleaner throws from Jimmy G since the release to the point that it gets to the receiver. It seems a little bit more accurate. That doesn't mean that Jimmy G doesn't have these bad throws game after game. That for some reason in the defensive of the other teams, they keep dropping these interceptions. Now, is he having a better throws this year? It seems like, at least to me, it seems like he's having more clean, more accurate throws this season. Now, it might be, like I said in the previous podcast, it might be that he's healthier, that he feels more confident, that he has this sense of urgency to improve, to increase his value for the next off season. It might be there are many things that we need to have into consideration at the moment of answering this question if Jimmy G is having better throws. Like I say, to me, in my perspective, it seems like he's having better throws this year. Now, it's not completely clean. We've seen these bad throws almost get intercepted. So far in this season, Jimmy G has protected the ball. He hasn't committed too many errors, except for the game against the Broncos. Now, second question: is Jimmy G reading better the defense or the field, going to his progressions, first progression, second, third, go to the escape route? Is he better at reading the field or reading the defense? I think that I haven't seen a lot of improvement this season in this regard in Jimmy G. Now, more time under Brian Griese, this might be better or increase the readiness to read this defense or the field. Now, we need to remember that Brian Griese was a decent quarterback. And I mean, if he was not a superstar, but he was a good manager for the game. Super smart. We can hear the comments of Kyle Shanahan at the moment that he hired Brian Griese. And one of the main reasons was it is a very smart person, but it is a very good and smart was quarterback. So I do believe that he was good at reading the defenses. They have similar traits between Jimmy G and Brian Griese. Nonetheless, we cannot deny that Brian Griese he had better arm than Jimmy G, and that gives you a lot of opportunities in the NFL to make throws that not a lot of quarterbacks they can make. And we are going to talk about that point a little bit more. Now, other thing that caught my attention, it is some of the footage that is coming from the 49ers, the practice after Trey Lance got injured, how Brian Griese was working with Jimmy G. Not only he was working in the studying the defense and the plays, but also down in the field. He was running around Jimmy G. He was directing how to read the defense, how to throw the pass. That is something that caught my attention, and I do believe that that is going to help a lot to Jimmy G. Even if Brian Griese doesn't has a proven record as a quarterback coach, he has a proven record as a quarterback, as a former quarterback in the NFL. Well, that has a lot to say from Brian Griese. But not only that, remember, Brian Griese's father Bob Griese, he was also a quarterback in the NFL. So passing the knowledge through generation and him being in touch with the football in the position since very young age, that in my perspective, it gives you more knowledge. Now, how you apply the knowledge and how to develop as a player, it is a completely different story. But the knowledge is there. And like Kyle Shanahan says, being Brian Griese a very smart person, hopefully he can transmit the knowledge to Jimmy G and become a better quarterback, at least for this season. Now, in the case of Trey Lance, well, I do believe that he is going to help him a lot, not only to develop that instincts inside of the field, but also have a better field reading. Now, other part that I think that is overlooked for many people regarding Brian Griese is that he worked in the booth for a TV station for many years. And you can see the field different from a top, and you need to analyze all these games and call these games and have a perspective of what not only your team is doing, but other teams are doing. And I do believe there is years of experience knowing the evolution of the game. This is very important, and not a lot of people is talking about that. How the game is evolving regarding not only quarterback but all the positions. Now, other important aspect of Jimmy G being under Brian Griese, the throws down the field. And we recently saw footage of the training of the 49ers and how Jimmy G was practicing throwing the ball downfield. And Brian Griese, former NFL quarterback, he was good at throwing the ball downfield. So that might be another opportunity for growth for Jimmy G. Having a former NFL quarterback that knows how to throw the ball, knows how to read the field, and being accurate, throwing the ball downfield, that is something that is going to help a lot to Jimmy G. And we have the weapons to throw the ball downfield. We have Brandon Ayuk, we have Danny Gray, our draft this season, and obviously Debo and Kittle. So I do believe that we have the weapons. Just we need the right quarterback or the right place to get the ball down the field to these players. Other part, very important to talk about Brian Griese in several shows during his time in the booth with the TV station, he was frequently asked about the evolution of the quarterback position. How from a traditional pocket quarterback to the more mobile and more agile quarterback that sometimes they have problems reading the field, and probably that's why was one of the reasons why they brought Brian Griese here to coach Trey Lance. And he was always very accurate with his comments about the evolution of the quarterback position. So he knows he's been studying this position for a long time. Not only him, but the knowledge of his father passing through, I do believe that is helping him to be a better coach in the NFL. And hoping these all these components they can continue evolving not only to Jimmy G but also Trey Lance, even if he's injured, but he can absorb all that knowledge from Brian Griese. Let me know what you think about it. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and like always, see you in the next one.